What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I'm come on in, you guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday to you all. Listen, first of all, let me send out my sincerest apology to El Teddy. I don't know why I totally forgot about Silly Saturday. It does start in a few minutes, so if you guys are going over to Silly Saturday, by all means, I understand. And we got a couple of things to go over, then we're just going to head on over to Silly Saturday myself. Hey, Rainbow. Hey, my love. So I do apologize. So come on in, you guys. Um, got a couple of things we want to get into. I haven't done my tribe meeting, I think, in like 2 days or something. So I wanted to get you guys a tribe meeting before I headed out because I'm going to be outside today. I have 2 cookouts to go to today. So back to back. And they both start at 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna go to one for a couple of hours, and I'm gonna hit the other one. The one that I know is gonna last the longest is the one I'm gonna go to last. But everybody, I guess, trying to get their last little hurrah in before summer's over. So um, but let me get into a few things. Again, I guess nobody's up on Saturday morning. Ain't nobody in here either. But that's okay. We're gonna get into these things and then we're gonna move right along. Pam is going live at 2. So you guys got a boom, boom, boom. You got me, El Teddy, Pam. Y'all got a full day if you just in the house doing some cleaning. I was listening to V Lenore earlier. She said she's gonna be listening to YouTube while she's doing her house cleaning and stuff like that. So come on in, you guys. And let's get into the things, honey. I'll do the thumbnail later. As you can see, I didn't even have time to do my daggone thumbnail, child. I was trying to get out the bed. I really wanted to do this live earlier, but I couldn't get myself together, child. All right, you clean it too? Okay. You up clean it. See, that's how you know. Now I don't listen. I didn't grow up. Des, where you? That's my boo dishing with Des. Des, let me tell you something. You the reason why I'm in the Monopoly Go algorithm down to the tiki-taki. I like that video you put up about Monopoly Go. I like that one daggone video you did about Monopoly Go. And now I am in the Monopoly Go algorithm down to the TikTok. I said, you know what? Yeah, that's my baby dishing with Des. Listen, if you guys are in the South Carolina area, I ain't trying to dox you, boo, but if you're in the South Carolina area, Charlotte area, and you are looking for some pastries, a cake, somebody to make a cake for a special occasion, y'all check out my boy Dishing with Des. He's down there doing the thing, and y'all follow him over on the TikTok. You can see all of his wonderful creations. Okay. You've been neglecting Monopoly. Oh, then we can't be friends because Monopoly Go got me in a chokehold. It'll wear off in a couple of weeks, but right now that thing got me in a chokehold. I ain't even gonna tell you how much money I just spent on the Monopoly Go in the last 2 weeks. I really had to step away from Monopoly Go because it was taking all my money. Like all my money. You on your way to Charlotte Pride now? Well, have a good time. Be safe, my love. Do some videos. Do some videos on your over to the TikTok. So I never grew up white. I was never in a white household, so I do not know how the white people do things on Saturday mornings. This is not to be racist. This is just my experience. You can tell when you was raised in one of them black households because Saturday morning mean clean your house. I remember when I got my first apartment, like we're in the dorm, we all cleaned on Saturdays in the dorm. Like that was just automatic. That's what you did in the dorm on Saturday morning. You got up from whatever you did last Friday night and you got your ass up and you cleaned your room. You and your roommate, everybody put their music on, everybody opened up their door, they opened up the windows, they mopped them floors, they changed them sheets. That's what you did in your dorm room. But I remember when I moved into my first apartment, baby, rain, snow, sleet, or hell, that is what I did every Saturday morning. And my first apartment was clean from top to bottom. I cleaned the kitchen, I cleaned the bathroom, I vacuumed, I mopped the floors, I changed my linen, like, because that's just what was ingrained in me. Now, it get done when it get done. Try to get done when it get done. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. You put that good music on. Yes, Rainbow, you put that good music on, baby. I knew because my dad is Now that he's older, he's not as bad as he used to be. But baby, my dad used to be like, I feel like he had like a mild case of OCD. And we knew when he played certain music, it wasn't a regular Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular Saturday was like Anita Baker. You know what I mean? A regular Saturday was like, Lil Lufa. But baby, if he went up in the crates, baby, if my daddy went up in the crates, it was not a regular Saturday. And we knew to take cover. We knew it was going to be a take all the china out the china cabinet, polish the silverware kind of Saturday. We knew it was going to be a let's get up in this attic and y'all need to throw some stuff away kind of Saturday. We knew if it was going to be let's go through this toy box kind of Saturday, baby. We knew depending on what music my daddy pulled out, we knew what kind of Saturday was going to be. I said, dang. And when we got older and we were old enough to actually go somewhere, oh, baby, it was time to go. You wake up on a Saturday morning, it was almost like, I should do a TikTok. Be like, oh, it's time to go. If I heard some Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, baby, oh, no, baby, no. If I heard some doo-wop, doody-wop, wop, my dad loves doo-wop. Baby, if I heard some doo-wop, it's time to go. If he pulled out the turntable and I heard that crackling of a record, of an actual record instead of a CD, it was time to get out the house. Nope, time to go. If it was made before 1970, it was time to get out the house, honey. Anyway, child. Anyway. All right, y'all, let's get into these things so I can get y'all over the silly Saturday. So, a couple of quick little ditties, and then the last two things we're going to do are going to take us a little bit longer, but let's do this quick little ditties. First of all, let me say this. Keke Palmer's boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend, I don't know what they are, boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, he came out and said that he has made no formal statements. He has made no formal statements about his current relationship status with Keke Palmer. So any comments that were made on his behalf were unauthorized statements. Now, I know some of y'all told me the other day that he came down here and he spoke on their relationship. I saw another quote where somebody spoke on it and said that that he said you don't have to be in the same house in order to be a good parent. Now, that does sound like something he probably said to a friend, and a friend told a friend that told the blogs. That sounds like something he might have said. However, he came down here and he let it be known that he did not make any formal statements. Okay? And he did not give anybody permission to speak on his behalf. So, those reports are false. Now, that's according to him yesterday. Now, y'all know how they do this. Now, next week, he'll make a full IG 3-paragraph statement about how much he loved Keke and how they're going to co-parent their children together and blah, blah, blah. He's going to probably even use that same quote. You don't have to be in the same house to raise a family. So, don't hold on to that because next week he's going to say it, okay? But as of right now, he said he did not make any formal statements, okay? Marcus Jordan said that him and Larsa Pippen are working on a wedding date and that the wedding date is in the works. Listen, let me tell you something. I just don't care. I promise y'all I don't care. And I don't mean that, and I don't even mean that in a mean way. I don't care. You know, I have said what I have to say about that situation. I think it's nasty. I think it's nasty. Okay. I have said what I needed to say about that situation. It's nasty. Okay. But girl, if you like it, I love it. All I have to say is, Marquez, you saw what happened to Scotty. You saw what happened to Scotty. This Scotty got to pay this woman out of his NBA pension. So all I have to say is I hope you have a very good prenup. Now, Marcus don't seem like he's stupid. So I feel like At the very least, he will have him a pretty good prenup. But that's all I got to say. Your daddy know up until Tiger Woods divorce. Well, no, I think Tiger Woods divorce preceded his. I mean, was after his, and then Steve Jobs divorce was bigger than theirs. But prior to Steve Jobs and Tiger Woods divorce, when Michael Jordan's wife Juanita divorced him, and they didn't have no prenup, baby, that was the largest divorce payout in the history of the United States. Now, after that, I think Tiger Woods divorce topped hers. And then, of course, we know that Steve Jobs' divorce topped everybody's. I mean, his was probably the biggest payout in the world, child. So, but your daddy know about not having a prenup. So I feel like there will be a prenup. Okay. I think they want folks to give more of a damn than they do. I believe they want the relationship plastered everywhere. At least Larsa want to be Kardashian. I mean, I think that because they did get so much attention, I think they think that we care about the updates because we don't. You know what I'm saying? I think they think that we really care about their day by day, and we just don't. We were intrigued in the beginning because of the whole like nastiness of it all, but at this point, we don't care. I mean, I don't. I don't want to speak for none of y'all. Marcus ain't got no money. Yes, he does. Marcus got money. Yes, he does. No, Marcus does have money. Marcus has a shoe, something dealing with the shoe marketing business. He got the trophy, but it's called the trophy room. You know, these sneakerheads that I'm friends with. Yes, he does. Marcus don't have Michael Jordan money, but Marcus got money. He does. He's got businesses in the sneaker world, and I'm sure all of his connections came from his daddy, but he does have his own money. But the reality is Larsa Pippen probably got more money than him, to be honest with you. But Marcus's potential to have money. I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it like this. I mean, I don't know what's in Michael Jordan's will, but God forbid when Michael Jordan passes away, I mean, he stands to inherit depending on what Michael Jordan got in his will, you know. But if she got married, wouldn't all that spousal support in from Scotty? Well, she got a payout. She got a payout. So there's no spouse. She doesn't get monthly payment. She got a lump sum payout. She got a divorce settlement, and then she got a piece of his retirement from the NBA. So there's no monthly checks. She just got a lump sum. So they can't take that back. Yeah, Bezos beat everybody. Oh, I said Steve Jobs. I meant Bezos. Thank you, Lexi. I said Steve Jobs, but I meant Bezos. That's who I was talking about. I don't know why Steve Jobs was in my head, but I was talking about Bezos. I was talking about Bezos. Thank you. Thank you, Lexi. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark. What's up, my love? All right. Now, this might fall under news that we probably just don't care about. But down to the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Scrappy told us that he appreciate all the love he getting, and even the hate that he getting. He said, but for real, he over it. All this happened in 2022. It's 2023, and he moved on to bigger and better. And basically, just like what a lot of reality stars deal with, they film this stuff. It takes months for it to come. What's up, Deb? Hey, brother Deb, what's going on? It takes months and months for this show to come out, and by the time the show comes out, child, you have moved on. Like Scrappy and Bambi are officially divorced. It looks like Scrappy is officially dating Diamond. Bambi doing what she doing, and he's like, "Listen, I just moved on." Larsa's kids, the youngest, the daughter, I think is like in high school now. All of the other kids are older and out of the house. Matter of fact, the only one that was even still living with her was the daughter. The son had moved with Scotty because he was playing basketball he was in LA with Scotty, and the other son plays in the league, I think. I don't know. But the daughter was living with her, but I don't even know if the daughter was living with her full time. I think her and Scotty might have joint custody, and she goes between LA and Miami. So, but the youngest one is in high school. So, Now Sierra, down to the Love and Hip Hop, she went live to give us more clarity on this whole situation with Safari. And I promise y'all I don't care. I'm just bringing y'all this information, just a couple of little things before we get to the two main events. Hey, Cali girl, what's up? She said that her, Erica Mena, and Bambi are no longer friends. She said that she felt like basically they set her up in that scene. They agreed that they weren't going to talk about that on camera, but then Erica, like, basically, she said basically blindsided her, and kind of just threw it on her, blindsided her with it. So he was doing Diamond while he was married. Ray Charles can see that. Well, child, listen, I'm not in these people's bedrooms. I mean, he was clearly entertaining Diamond. But you know, him and Bambi have been. I'm not defending a man cheating, but him and Bambi have been on again, off again. They would divorce, and they would withdraw the divorce, then they break up, then they get back together. Child, that's what happens when you blur them lines. That's what happens when you blur them lines. I only care because Color Me Pink reviews the show. Otherwise, I don't want that show and barely knows it. Child, I was reviewing it and I just couldn't. I looked at like I said, I think the last episode I watched was when they had that fake ass situation where, what's the girl name? Not Sierra. Cardi Red allegedly moved in across, bought the house across the street from Spice. I said, it just wasn't even real to me. I said, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I was like, we are not going to sit here and make this whole Spice's whole storyline about Cardi being a stalker and how Cardi kept everybody away from her when she was on her deathbed down to the Dominican Republic. I just couldn't do it. And then this whole situation with Diamond and Scrappy. To me, that was the only real storyline, was Diamond and Scrappy, because they were really going through that in real life. But even that, they had to just take it too far. This whole storyline with Erica Banks and what's the girl name? Lucci, them people, I didn't care about none of that. None of the storylines made me care. And if I don't care, the reviews aren't gonna be good. They just not my whole affect is just meh. I checked out when Mimi lied about making a professional. Right, okay. Rennie, that's her, Rennie. Yeah, she stole a beat from Erica Banks. What's up, Ebs? I know you pulling double duty, girl, and I know you get ready to go live your damn self, child. So, not Susan Lucci. Yeah, Susan Lucci, girl. You're not missing anything. It's not like the good old day. Yeah, and every season I say I'm gonna give it a chance because the trailer looked so good, right? And after the third episode, I was just like, Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm getting like that with Ready to Love. I don't know if I'm gonna do Ready to Love next season. I'm getting like that with Ready to Love. Like it's becoming a chore. So I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm gonna just call a thing a thing. Let's just have a real moment for a second. YouTube don't like me. Let's just call a thing a thing. The YouTube algorithm, when it comes to my reviews, it just does not like me. Now, my celebrity news is pretty decent, right? I get pretty decent views. But, you know, my tribe meetings, I get decent views when I do my little celebrity conversations. But my reviews, YouTube just don't like me. So my thing is this. If I were getting the views off of Love and Hip Hop, I probably would be more motivated to keep doing Love and Hip Hop. But when I do a review on Love and Hip Hop, a show that is already stressing my brain cells, and then only 100 people watch the reviews, well, hell, why? Why am I stressing my brain cells for a show y'all ain't gonna watch? For a video y'all not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, until I hit the algorithm, which one day I will, I'm keeping hope alive. But until I hit the review algorithm, I'm only going to review the shows that I want to review. And if that means only 50 people watch them, oh, well, I wanted to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's a show that I'm getting the reviews on, I will keep, like, my reviews for Real Housewives of Atlanta are pretty decent. I think part of that's because I go live and do most of my reviews. but they're pretty decent. I'll keep talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if ain't nobody watching, when I say nobody, I know y'all. Y'all my tribe. I know y'all my tribe. I love y'all. But hell, even my whole tribe don't watch my reviews because I have 12,000 subscribers. I have 12,000 subscribers, and when I drop a video for, let me say, for example, I mean, hell, I say Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. When I drop a video for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and only 200 people watch them, that ain't even 10% of my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just saying, until I hit that algorithm and people are watching the reviews, I'm just gonna review what I want to review. I put the poll up on my channel yesterday asking y'all if y'all wanted me to drop the retro reviews, because I've had a couple of people tell me that I should stop doing the retro reviews, and I'm like, but I like doing the retro reviews. See, I like doing them. But I was like, but if y'all don't want to see them, if y'all want me to drop them, I'll drop them. But I like doing them. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on. Amber says she'll watch. You'll watch what? Ready Love better have better people on the next season, or it'll be my last. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Ready Love just ain't doing it for me. Personally, I stopped watching some reality shows. And you know what, Jaleesa? I think that's part of it too. I think overall people are just not watching the shows. Because you know, a lot of people tell me I don't watch the shows. I just watch our reviews. I'm like, well, damn, you know. Unfortunately, like, TV people are only drawn to gossip and mess, not me. Yeah. I love the retro reviews. Thank you. The Wire, I do need to come back with The Wire. I do. I owe y'all that. The Wire and A Different World. I'm gonna get back on it. The sad thing is, I'll watch it and then I won't do the review, and then I have to go back and watch it again. That's my problem. I'll watch something and then I'm like, damn, I didn't do the review for it. Now I gotta go back and watch it again. But I'm gonna get back to it. I told y'all Thursdays are gonna be my. I'm gonna try to, for the exception of the Real Housewives of New York. For the exception of Real Housewives of New Jersey, because I'm trying to get through that. I'm doing those like this because I'm trying to get through that. But when I try to get through that, I'm enjoying watching them. But I'm trying to do my Thursdays be my retro review day. So y'all know that on Thursdays, y'all are going to get y'all retros. That's what I'm trying to get to that point. All right, back to this. Jamie Foxx has posted another statement. He said, listen, you're looking at a man who was thankful, finally starting to feel like myself. It's been an unexpectedly dark journey, but I can see the light. I'm thankful to everyone that reached out and sent well wishes and prayers. I have a lot of people to thank. You just don't know how much it meant. I'll be thanking all of you personally. And if you didn't know, God is good all day, every day. So listen, I'm one of them people, and I told y'all when all of this was going on that Jamie Foxx don't owe us. And y'all got mad at me when I said that. When I say y'all, you know I mean y'all, you know I mean other people, right? Y'all got mad at me when I said that, but I really meant it in that moment. I was like, listen, yes, he's a celebrity. Yes, we are vested in him as a celebrity because he's somebody we've grown to love for his entertainment. But when you are dealing with an illness, regardless of what that illness was, I never felt. Now, did I want to know? Of course I wanted to know. Do I still want to know? I sure do. And when he finally sits down with whoever he's going to sit down with and tell his story, because at this point I think he will, I'm going to be right there and we're going to talk about it down here. We're going to come right down here and we're going to talk about it. But I don't feel like he ever owed us that. And the more and more I see him talk, like, I don't think people realize how bad this man was sick. I just don't know if we realize how sick he really was. So I just want all of us to put ourselves in this man's shoes. Yes. Did his people fumble the ball in the way they chose to keep it secret? Sure. You know, his daughter coming out talking about the pickleball and all of that, and should it have come through his official spokesperson? Yeah, they fumbled the ball. I'll give y'all that. But if any of you guys have ever been seriously sick, and I know some of y'all in this chat have, because some of y'all have shared your stories with us, so I know some of y'all do know Simone say, seems like YouTube don't like anyone that's sun-kissed. Child, listen, it is hard for the more melanated creators. Now, that's the truth, Rue. That is true. But I feel like that's in any of these social media platforms. It's the same thing on TikTok. It's the same thing on Instagram. It's all these social media platforms. I mean, that's life. That's life. Um, some of us, and Tracy, you were one of the people I was thinking about, because Tracy has been very candid about her struggles, and some other people that are part of the tribe have been very candid about their personal struggles. I know for myself, y'all know I've told you guys when I developed my autoimmune situation, and I was in the hospital for 2 months, and I literally had to learn how to walk all over again. And I had a lot of friends and family that came to visit me in the hospital and support me and all of that. But as a whole, it just wasn't something that I was just out here like, yeah, like you have to really process what you're dealing with. My life is never, I mean, thank God I learned how to walk again and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, there's some things that are still never going to be the same from before I got sick. And you have to give people time to process. And I don't think that just because you're a celebrity, you lose that right. I just don't, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like just because you're a celebrity, you lose the right to deal with your illness the way you want to deal with your illness. Now, again, I will admit that the way it was handled in the beginning was probably a little fumbled, you know. But ultimately, I just think that we just have to respect people. And again, I do think that Jamie Foxx will eventually share his story. I do. Or at least the story he wants us to know, because y'all know I still feel some kind of way. Okay. Sometimes it can take you a year or so to retrace what's happening after doing something. Yeah, exactly. I get him not wanting to share something like that. Like he said, he didn't want to put photos of himself with tubes in and out of his nose, neither would I. Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't know why people don't like. Jamie Foxx has always been private. Like, Jamie Foxx only lets us know what Jamie Foxx wants us to know about his life. Like I said, he popped up with a whole daughter, and half of us didn't even know he was dating somebody. Well, I don't think they were dating. I think they was messing, and she got pregnant. But when he popped up with his second daughter, most people were like, "Wait, what? Where'd she come from?" So, what up, Pam? Jamie Foxx's daughter made me curious, or I wouldn't have knew he was sick. Well, they announced that he. Well, no, you're right. No, his wife. I mean, his daughter did put. That's why I said I agree that the way I agree it was fumbled. I do agree with that. I agree that the situation was fumbled in the beginning. I agree. I agree with that. But again, the way people were acting like he owed it to people. No, you don't. You don't owe it. But I do agree it was fumbled. I agree with that. All right. Paramount is no longer looking to sell their majority stake in BET. Now, they said because they kept getting lowball offers. They said they wanted $3 billion. Tyler Perry offered $2 billion. Allegedly, this is all allegedly, because Tyler ain't never said nothing. Allegedly, that's what had happened, that they were getting these lowball offers. Now, look, when it comes to stuff like this, there are people that get paid a lot of money to evaluate property, to evaluate assets, to come up with a price. I mean, it's just like anything else. You go to put your house on the market, they send somebody to come in and appraise your house. They look at what the current trends are. They look at the area that your house is in. They look at any wear and tear, any upgrades. They look at if you got, new appliances in your kitchen. Do you have wood floors or carpet? Do you have, paneling or drywall? You know what I mean? They look at all of these things and they come up with a price. So somebody appraised the value of BET. Now, Tyler Perry, Byron Allen, Diddy, and all these other people who allegedly were trying to buy it, they have every right. They have every right to feel like they have every right to feel like they don't think it's worth what Paramount wanted. They have every right to lowball, right? Because it's a negotiation. Again, you sit down at the table. I start with a number. You start with a number, and we negotiate to get to somewhere in the middle. That's a negotiation. So maybe Tyler Perry did lowball, thinking we can boop, 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 and roll it up and roll it back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are saying that BT is not worth $3 billion. I don't think that's the case. I don't know why. I don't know. Again, I don't know what you look at when you're looking at. I don't know what you look at when you're looking at evaluating something like that. So I don't know what they look at. I don't know what is considered I don't know what's considered. I don't know what they look at, right? So what I will say is, and BET has a catalog. And I'm not saying that the catalog is worth $3 billion. Right. If the Johnsons sold BET for $2.3 billion 20 years ago, why would y'all not think it has appreciated in value? I don't know. Why? I mean, things usually appreciate in value. But again, like H. Fisher just said, Tyler Perry is not stupid. I'm sure he had his own people evaluate BET, and his own people came back and said, listen, it ain't worth $3 billion. It's only worth this amount. So if you make an offer for this, you can negotiate up to that, but don't go past that. That's how negotiations work. His people probably said, look, we don't think BET is worth more than 2.4 billion. So they want $3 billion. You make an offer for $2 billion, and y'all can negotiate to somewhere in the middle. I'm just saying. BET is not worth the $3 billion. Roland Martin did a special on this exact topic. Well, I didn't see Roland Martin's special, so I believe you, H. Fisher. I'm just saying for hypothetical purposes. I don't know, because again, I that ain't my job. That ain't what I do. Okay, Hammer said the same thing. Roland Martin had a show about the value. Okay, I believe y'all. I didn't see it. I'm gonna go look at it though. I'm subscribed to Roland Martin, but that's another conversation for another day. So I don't have a problem with that. If because I know that Tyler Perry is not stupid, right? And I know that if he only offered a certain amount, then that's what he felt like it was worth. Now, on the flip side, again, if I'm selling something, of course I want the most I can get. If you selling your car, if the Blue Book value says your car is worth ... say the Blue Book value of your car is 15 million, and you put rims on it and a system and all these other extras, and you feel like it's worth 17, I said million, you know what I mean, thousand. You know, you can try to get that. If you find a sucker that's worth paying you $2,000 more than what the Blue Book value says, then that's right. BET is not $1 billion network. Well, again, I don't know what people evaluate it as. I don't know. They wanted more because they stripped down VH1 to the bare bones and threw it in the deal. But yeah. So you mean to tell me that BET and VH1 put together is not worth $3 billion? See, maybe. Okay. Again, I'm not a money person. I mean, not when it comes to this. I have no idea what state channels are worth. I have networks are worth. I have no idea. But as a child of the 80s and 90s, I'm thinking about the catalog of what BET and VH1 has. And that might not mean nothing. That may not mean nothing. I mean, it means something to me, but it may not mean nothing to people. They showing all the good stuff on BET Plus, but BET Plus will be included. That's part of BET. BET Plus is included in that. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna go look at what Roland Martin, how he broke it down and what they look at, because I don't know what they look at. I honestly don't know what they look at. I'm gonna go and look at that, what Roland Martin is looking at. All right, but anyway, it don't matter. The deal is off. So, like I said and people are just stupid. I did a video on TikTok and somebody left a comment I'm gonna let y'all see the video. I'm gonna show y'all the TikTok, and then I'm gonna read y'all the comment that the person wrote, because some y'all people that comprehension skills be really stressing me out. Someone said if this TikTok filter doesn't look good on you. Yeah, Tracy, my bad. I forgot. Listen, I totally forgot about what's up with you? Thank you, baby. I totally forgot about Silly Saturdays, so I had to apologize to El Teddy. We going over there as soon as I get done. So let me let y'all read. I mean, not read. I'm gonna let y'all hear my TikTok I did. Oh, I got 6,000 views on this one. Ooh, look at me. All right, I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. If y'all follow me over on YouTube, I already told y'all this. I already told y'all that this deal that everybody kept saying, oh, Tyler Perry owns BET. I already told y'all I didn't believe it, okay? I said, first of all, Tyler Perry he can't hold no water, okay, in a bucket. He'd have been said something. We'd have had the whole BET Awards. We'd have had all this stuff happen. You mean to tell me that Tyler Perry did not sashay his ass down onto the stage and let everybody know he was the new HNIC down to the BET? Ain't no way in the world. So now we find out that this was all just a play, right? I don't know why they put this out there. I don't know why they thought or pretended like that they were going to sell BET, but they ain't mean it. So it's still owned by Viacom. So go on back to doing whatever y'all was doing before. The red alert has been called off. The celebrations have been canceled. There will be no parade. There will be no ticker tape celebrating these three black billionaires who thought they was about to own BET. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. That was the TikTok, right? And I was wrong. I said Viacom instead of Paramount, whatever. That was the TikTok. Let me let y'all know what somebody wrote. This is a comment that somebody left. Let me let y'all read. And people were defending me, so I appreciate that there was people that was defending me. This person wrote, you sound like you're against them. Sad. Always your own people that will put you down. What in that TikTok does it sound like I'm against Tyler Perry or Byron Allen or Diddy? What did I say in that video that made anybody think that I was against those people? Child. So people defended me. People did defend me. But this is what I wrote. I don't know where you got that from. Clearly, you didn't understand what I was saying. Because I don't even understand. Y'all, this is what I was saying this the last night. And I was talking to Pam, and then I said it last night on my live. I have very little patience for adults who don't have comprehension skills, because I have to deal with children all day long who are working on their comprehension skills, right? I have to have patience with the kids because I'm helping them develop their comprehension skills. But when I'm dealing with adults that have no comprehension skills, I really don't have a lot of patience with it. I just don't. I just don't have a lot of patience with it. Anyway, but I am going to go watch the Roland Martin video so I can get some more insight as to what goes into evaluating the value. You know what I'm saying? You're right. People hear what that. You're right, Sharice. People definitely hear what they want to hear, child. All right, we almost at the main event, child. iPhone owners will soon be getting payments for Apple slowing down their devices. There was a major, there was a class action lawsuit. Anybody in here who ever had an Apple phone and after it gets a certain year old, then all of a sudden everything starts slowing down, everything stops working. And all of us who have iPhones have come to the conclusion that that's their way of trying to make us upgrade our phones. Well, guess what? There was a class action lawsuit, and they were able to prove that Apple was purposefully slowing our phones down to make us buy a new phone. And there was a settlement. So I need to find out how to get my piece. Now, the good thing is this, but the bad thing is by the time they break it all down, by the time they break the shit all down, you probably get $10. Okay, you're gonna probably get $10. I was a part of a class action lawsuit against Blockbuster. They sent me a thing in the mail saying you're eligible to be a part of this class to get a settlement. And I went on to sent my little paperwork back in. I think I got a check for $20 from that lawsuit. And then there was another lawsuit with AT&T that I was eligible. They sent me a check for like $11. So now you can find out how you can get in on this. But by the time you get by the time they break it down, child, you probably get about $20. But you can get your little piece of the pie. You can get your little piece of the pie, okay? I listened to Queen. Wait a minute. What ma'am say? I heard Diddy. I gotta read his. I can't read his out loud. I gotta read his in my head first. You know what? So them said, I heard Diddy and Really B had beef because Really let loose at one of Diddy's white parties. She was drinking and had a fight with Ra Ali on the red carpet, but I'm not one to gossip. Child, let me tell you something. You might be right. I listen, Queen is going to go viral. I'm claiming it. Really be. Don't stress yourself out over fake keyboard gangster. Child, you know, listen, I'm just telling y'all, I promise y'all, if I stressed over keyboard gangsters, I'd have quit YouTube a long time ago, child. A long time ago. I'd have. Listen. Netflix is going to let subscribers rent DVDs via email one last time before discontinuing service. So this is, let me tell y'all something. And this is one of those, I wish I knew then what I know now. I wish I was into buying stock 30 years ago like I buy stock now. And let's be clear, I'm no millionaire. I'm no millionaire because y'all already know if I was a millionaire, we'd be doing this video from my beach house. But if I knew then what I know now, because I have been a Netflix subscriber since the DVDs, I would have bought some Netflix stock. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have bought $100 worth of Netflix stock. Now, I wouldn't be able to retire, but I damn sure would have a nice little nest egg. Okay? I remember. Now, El Teddy's, yesterday we were over at El Teddy's, and El Teddy said he didn't remember. El Teddy said he didn't remember the DVDs. So I was like, you must not be an OG Netflix subscriber. You must not be an OG Netflix subscriber. Because how do you not know the DVDs? How do you not know the DVD? You can't be old school. You can't be old school. Now, here's my question, Netflix. If I send you back some DVDs that I never sent back, will you credit my account? I'm just saying, let's just say if somebody has like 2 Netflix DVDs lying around the house that they, for whatever reason, never sent back, will you credit their account? Questions. Just hypothetical. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I have any Netflix DVDs. Just asking. Will we playing the DVDs? I still have DVD players. I got 2. I have one in my living room and I have one upstairs in my bedroom. I have a Blu-ray down here and I got the one upstairs. Probably, no, you know what? I think I finally did. Did I throw that one away? The one upstairs is broken. Did I throw it away yet? Abby say, nah, baby, you own them. Abby say, baby, you own them. Child, it's not refundable now. They don't care. Listen, I ain't lying. I did get rid of. I mean, I don't have it anymore. Child, I threw that thing away. But I did find when I was cleaning up last year when I bought the new TV in my living room and I got it mounted and I bought a new I got rid of I had a TV stand. I got rid of the TV stand. When I was cleaning out the TV stand, like all the stuff that was in there, baby, I found 2 Netflix DVDs. I said, what the hell? What these doing here? I probably should have kept them for nostalgia's sake, but baby, I threw them things away because, like Abby said, I had already paid for them 20 times, child. I had already paid for them things 20 times, child. You can grind them down and use them as throwing stars. Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah, I have one of those too, Tracy, for my classroom. I have a external DVD player for my classroom because I still show videos in my classroom sometime, and our new laptops they don't have a thing to play a DVD in, so I had to buy one. I finally got rid of my VHS tapes. Remember, I got my around the same time when I was doing all that cleaning up last year. I got rid of my VHS tapes. Now I did keep some for nostalgia purposes. Some I kept that were just, nostalgic. But I really only keep them as like I have them like sitting on my bookshelf like that. But I got rid of all my DVDs. I mean, all of my I got rid of my DVDs too. I got rid of my DVDs. That's why I don't even know why I still have my DVD player. No, I didn't get rid of my DVDs because y'all told me to sell them. Y'all told me I should sell my DVDs, so I think I still have my DVDs. But I know I still have my DVD players, and one is a Blu-ray. They need to donate all the DVDs to local schools and libraries. Maybe libraries, not the schools, because the schools we don't use them either. We don't use them either. So, like I have because everything is on. Let me tell you something. Between YouTube. Most of what I show my students, I can find on YouTube. There's still a few things that I can't get on YouTube. And I have, like I said, I have my DVDs, but I don't even donate them to the schools. You could donate them to the library. But to be honest, the libraries don't even want them. Because I've tried to donate stuff to the libraries and they tell me they don't want it. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people said the same thing. So I think I'm trying to remember, did I keep my DVDs? I feel like I didn't know. I feel like I got rid of my DVDs. I know I got rid of my VHS. I have to think. They might be upstairs, Sharon. Anyway. Okay. I think those were all of the announcements that I had to make. I don't know if this falls under the category of shit we did not ask for, but Chick-fil-A introduces that they're going to have a honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich and a caramel crumble milkshake. They've added that to their fall menu. So let me say that one more time. A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich. That just sounds like too many ingredients on my chicken. Oh, now that is valuable, little baby. Hold on to those. Little baby says she has VHS tapes that have the old racist cartoons, stuff you can't find. So those I would hold on to those. Now those, like somebody like me would like that kind of stuff because I show my students those when we start talking about propaganda and racism and stuff like that. I do show those videos. Yeah, those are good. Though now those are definitely good. And a caramel crumble milkshake. I'm just glad that it ain't pumpkin spice. I'm just glad that it's not pumpkin spice. Every time I hear pimento, I hear Young Jock versus Carly, and I can't. Yeah, the caramel milkshake is probably good. Now that's probably good. I mean, these days I wouldn't be able to eat either one. So, all right, now let's get to these last two stories. So, there's one story I want to share with y'all. I want to read y'all. Britney Spears has released a statement on her divorce. Now, they say that her prenup is airtight, and her ex-husband is claiming that he is not even going to try to break the prenup. Now, they say that they've been they said that shoot, I can't find it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Now they said Brittney says in this statement that they've been separated. I think she said they have already been separated. Let me read y'all what Brittney said. This is coming from People Magazine. Brittney said, as everyone knows, I guess that's his name, and I are no longer together. 6 years is a long time to be with someone, so I'm a little shocked. But I'm not here to explain why, because honestly, it's nobody's business. But I couldn't take the pain anymore, honestly. In some sort of telepathic way, I have been receiving so many messages that melt my heart from friends, and I thank you. I've been playing it strong for way too long, and my Instagram may seem perfect, but it's far from. Girl, nobody thinks your Instagram is perfect. Ma'am, Brittany, nobody thinks your Instagram is perfect. I think we all know that. I would love to show my emotions and tears on how I really feel, but some reason I've always had to hide my weaknesses. If I wasn't my dad's strong soldier, I would be sent away to places to get fixed by doctors. So she's talking about, her mental issues and her conservatorship or whatever. But that's when I needed family the most. You're supposed to be loved unconditionally, not under conditions. Spears concluded the post writing how she will be as strong as I can be and do my best. And I'm actually doing pretty damn good. Anyway, have a good day and don't forget to smile. Listen, y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all and I'm going to tell y'all. I don't really know what to think no more. Because the man said that Brittany was waking him up in his sleep with weapons and that he was afraid that she was going to do something to him in his sleep. Now, is he telling the truth or is he playing off of the public's perception that something ain't right with her? You see what I'm saying? Like, is he telling the truth or is he playing off of that? I don't even know. Y'all know I be here for Brittany. Y'all know I be trying to support my girl. Y'all know I be trying to be there for her. Y'all know that's what I be trying to do with her. But Brittany girl, I love when you do that, Brittany, when you say in my Gabor voice, because I hear it every time. I love Gabor. Oh, Brittany. Like, I hear it every time. I love when you do that. I hear it every time. I'm just going to say this. I am choosing to side with Brittany until I can't side with Brittany no more. That's what I'm going to say. I'm still waiting for her book to come out. Did that book come out yet? It didn't come out yet, right? I feel like I would have remembered if her book had came out. I'm waiting for her book to come out. I want to read what she has to say about all this. I want to hear from her point of view what the really dealy is. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Y'all, so for this last part, we have a watch along. Look here, if Brittany just dancing in front of the mirror in your elementary school draws, I'm good. Maybe we can just get her the equivalent of a sober living coach. They sell them on Amazon. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, like literally, and I understand what y'all was saying yesterday. Gabor said, because I tried to defend Brittany the other day over on memes, and Gabor was like, really be, you know that Brittany be out there with that week old makeup looking crazy. But I'm just saying, what's the difference between Brittany in her, elementary school underwear and Cardi B? Cardi B was on her TikTok yesterday dancing, talking about if you had met me in the strip club, would you have tipped me or something like that? I'm like, what's the difference between what Brittany doing and what Cardi doing? Cardi was down to the TikTok in her thong and her bralette with her whole body out. All she covered up was this and a little bit of the front. And she was dancing on her TikTok. What's the difference between what Cardi was doing and Brittany? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Xavier said, because Cardi looks sane and Brittany doesn't. I just think that Brittany is still in 1990, and I feel like she is still doing the "Oops, I Did It Again" choreography, but just a little stiffer. She don't have that same fluidity that she used to have. But what that says to me is that she was never a good dancer. Let me tell you something. The fact that Britney Spears looked the way she looked now, and she's stiff, and she can't get a 1-2 together, it tells me that Britney was never that great of a dancer. That's what it says to me. Because if you could dance, you could dance, you could dance. Janet, even when she was wearing a full-on Moo what's it called? Head up, covered from head to toe. She was still giving us a mean one too. Sierra could be pregnant and give us a mean one too. Okay? If you got it, you just got it. Now, really, be Cardi ain't giving broken down RuPaul Drag Race. Oh, right, a burqa. Thank you, burqa. I was gonna say Birkin, and I knew that was the bag, and that wasn't right. I knew it was coming out of my mouth wrong. But we gotta watch along for this last little part. I ain't about to sit here and argue with y'all about Brittney. I'm with Brittney. I'm with Brittney. We gotta watch along. Now, the attorneys for the Tuohys had a press conference the other day. We're gonna watch it because I got some things to say. For those who don't know who I'm talking about, the Tuohys are the family that allegedly stole millions of dollars from Michael Oher. They are his conservators. Blah blah blah. We've been talking about that all week. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to go back and look at the other videos, child. But they did a Janet at 51 just gave birth, was out dancing like Brittney. Did you see her when she did You Want This and on the floor? She still looked good, Montrez. I disagree. I think Janet still looked good. Janet wasn't giving us Rhythm Nation, but Janet was still giving us a good 1-2 on beat. I disagree, Montrez. I disagree. But moving on. You and Octavia Spencer gonna ride for Brittney. I am till the wheels fall off. I'm riding for Brittney. Yes, I am. Till the wheels fall off. So we are gonna look at this press conference, and I have some commentary because if they did not look like, I'm gonna just play it. I'm gonna play it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna do a watch along. We're gonna do a watch along. Cause child. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Do I have a mod in the chat? Can one of my mods pull up Gridiron Girls podcast, Gridiron Gals, Gals podcast? Can y'all pull up that YouTube channel and put the link in the chat? Those are two friends of mine. They already have a podcast. They are women who love football, and they are now on YouTube, where they've started doing their podcast on YouTube. You know, the visuals. You can subscribe to them on Apple, on iTunes. But if y'all, want to hear football from a talk from a woman's perspective, please check them out. They're two friends of mine in real life. So, all right. I used to write for their blog. They've been doing the Gridiron Girls for a long time, and they used to have a blog, and I used to write for the blog and everything. But anyway, let's get back to this. So the Tuohys, child, let's get to this. Where is it? Where's the one I want us to look at? Oh, here, this one right here. I hope this is the right one.
As you all know by now, Steve Parise and I, along with Marty Singer, California, representing the Tuohy family.
So first of all, okay, so let me say this. Y'all know I'm not looking at the chat, so leave your comments in the chat, and I'll come back. But I'm not looking at the chat right now. But these are the two attorneys that are representing the Tuohy. So yeah, we just gonna listen for a minute. But I got some things to say, child.
As a result of a petition filed by Michael Oher, 48 hours ago, a bomb dropped on our clients. To say they were devastated by these allegations is truly an understatement. Sean and Leanne, for my money, are salt of the earth. They would never do anything to deprive Michael of anything that was his. And they remain devastated. It's going to take them a while to come around and get to where.
So they're devastated. They're devastated because of what? Because first of all, Michael, according to your clients, Michael and his attorneys went to them and said, listen, let's try to settle this so that we don't have to make it public. So why were they shocked? Why are they devastated?
Where they need to be. As it relates to the allegations, this lawsuit, this petition, was built around an alleged fact that Mr. Orr did not know that he was not the adoptive son of the Tuohys, but rather there was a conservatorship. He alleges he just found that out in February of 2023. Fact of the matter is, he wrote a book in 2011. And in 2011, he acknowledged in that book on 3 separate occasions in that book that there was in fact a conservatorship. The Tuohys have treated.
And what he said was that it was explained to him that the conservatorship was the same as an adoption. One, he didn't know he was still under the conservatorship until February of this year because he's 37 years old. And 2, he did not understand when he wrote that book that there was any difference between the conservatorship and the adoption because he put that in the book. He said it was explained to me that this was the necessary step in order for me to be adopted. So don't play with words, little man.
Treated him and taken him in like a son. They have fed him. They have clothed him. They sent him to school.
Oh, wait a minute. What? They fed him and clothed him. Listen, y'all know that made me mad when he said that, right? Like Michael was just some little pet that they took in off the street and they nursed him back to health or something. They fed him. They clothed him.
They made certain he had an automobile. They've done for him like they've done for their other children. And I think Sean said it best that he still loves him today at age 37 like he did when he was 16. I am at a loss, as is Mr. Faris and Mr. Singer and everybody else associated with the Tuohys as to why or how he has come to the position he's come to. But
okay, so look at that picture right there, and I gotta agree with my girl Pam on this one. Y'all see them 3 white men in that picture? I think it says it all. You got that white man on the wall behind him, and you got these 2 white men. I think that says it all. What y'all think? I just think that says it all.
He has. Court of law is no place to play. This is basically a lawsuit. As it relates to a conservatorship, that order was entered in December 7th, 2004. National Signing Day that year, the following year, was in February. It was on February the 2nd of 2005. So he had a pretty short window. We all know that Orr was a tremendous lineman, great player, great history that he's made for himself on the football field. At the time, and I might be wrong about this, you might check the stats, you sports guys. I think there were 3 schools in the running. Came down to Ole Miss, Tennessee, and LSU. And I could be wrong about that. I wouldn't put my hand on the.
And remember, it sounds to me like he is confirming what the allegations are. You said that the Tuohys did this conservatorship so Michael would be eligible to go to Ole Miss. Well, if there were so many other schools that were top-ranked schools that were powerhouse football schools, Why was it so important for Michael to be eligible to go to Ole Miss? If he could have went to LSU, if he could have went to Tennessee, if he could have went to Alabama, if he could have went to Ohio State, why was it so important for them to go and enter into a conservatorship for him to be eligible to go to Ole Miss? Because let's be clear, the only school that the NCAA had an issue with was Ole Miss.
Bob wants for that, but I think that's right. The only way, given the NCAA rules at the time back in 2005, that he could sign with Ole Miss is he became, according to the NCAA, as part of the family. They sought legal counsel, and basically they wanted to give him the opportunity to choose wherever he wanted to go, including Ole Miss. He was not told to go to Ole Miss. That was his choice. But in order to get that done, they had to make him, as I say, part of the family. That's the route they chose. You had a very short period of time between the time that occurred and National Signing Day. And I think the rest is history as it relates to football. With that, I'm going to ask Mr. Faris, my dear friend and colleague, to make a few comments.
One of the things that needs to be kept in mind in this particular case, when we're talking about a conservatorship, we're not talking about high-profile Hollywood cases. We're talking about a family trying to help someone in need.
Again, a family trying to help someone in need. He didn't need you to be his conservator. He only needed to be in a conservatorship if he was going to go to Ole Miss. Because prior to that, if he was living with the Tuohys and the Tuohys were taking care of him, then why did he need to be in a conservatorship? See, all of that, oh, we were helping somebody in need. And a conservatorship is a conservatorship is a conservatorship. The definition don't change just because it's Michael Oher and not Britney Spears. It's still it is a legal statement. It is a legal definition. It don't change.
The Tuohys did not control any of Mr. Oher's finances. Mr. Oher picked his own agent when he signed pro.
So I want y'all to remember what he just said, that the Tuohys did not control any of Michael's finances. Because when we get later on in this press conference, they're going to talk about how the Tuohys absolutely controlled the money that Michael made off of The Blind Side. Even up to this day, they claim that they're getting money for The Blind Side, and they've been trying to give it to Michael, and Michael refuses to take it. Well, why is his money coming to y'all? Why is his money allegedly still coming to y'all? Just remember he said that.
Mr. Oher signed his own contract and negotiated it through his agents. In fact, he went through a total of 3 agents. The Tuohys had recommended one agent, but
the Tuohys recommended one agent. Now, listen, I want y'all to hear him. He sound like he mad now. Now he sound like that he mad that Michael didn't choose the agents that the Tuohys suggested that he choose. He gonna sound like he got an attitude about it. Listen, y'all, listen.
He decided to go with another one. He became dissatisfied with that agent, hired another one, became dissatisfied with that agent, and then hired another agent that was recommended by the Tuohys. They did not share in his monies. They did not control any shoe contracts.
They did share in his money from The Blind Side. See, y'all keep bringing up shit that we're not talking about. The only thing Michael is talking about is The Blind Side money. He's not talking about his NFL contract. He ain't talking about endorsement deals. He's not talking about anything else. He is only talking about The Blind Side. We know y'all didn't interfere in any of his other issues, because if they had, he would have known he was still under a conservatorship if they had interfered with his other issues. He know that.
anything of that nature. The Tuohys treated him like a son. They loved him. And believe you me, there are more expenses to college than just getting a scholarship.
Oh, so now, even though he had a full scholarship to college, now you're going to try to throw it in their face that they had to spend more money on Michael. What?
And they provided not only financially, but the love and affection that parents should give. And they were able to give it. They don't need his money. They've never needed.
So listen, here's the thing. People needing something and taking something are two different things. We see people who steal all the time and they don't need it. We see people who are accused of taking advantage of people all the time and they didn't need it. See, you needing something and you wanting something and taking something. I hate when people be like, well, I mean, he was worth $200 million. Why would he take advantage? That's how he keep his $200 million. That's how people stay rich. They just greedy. If you greedy, you just greedy.
His money. Mr. Tuohy sold his company for $220 million. He didn't need Mr. Orr's money. This is a sad day. It's devastating to the family, and we hope that it doesn't have a chilling effect on others who want to help needy individuals.
That's the one that did it for me. And we hope that this doesn't have a chilling effect on other families who want to help needy individuals. That lets you know exactly how they feel about this boy. Excuse me, man. That just let you know exactly how they feel about this man.
Questions?
Mr. Singer said in
All right, before we get
it, that Orr is free.
Before we get into the questions, let me come back to the chat real quick. The majority of their wealth was springboarded on Michael's back. Every old lady with ever caught stealing in Costco had a purse full of cash. Needy individuals, you mean people who are viable to exploitation? Right. They need to put the parental stuff to the side. Parents can be thieves too. You ain't lying. Ask Gary Coleman, child. Lies. They never got their kids a Hollywood agent and didn't get Michael one. Right, they did. They got their kids a Hollywood agent and didn't get Michael one. Right, that's their way of saying they owed him. They didn't need his money. They wanted more of the people to be linked to make money off of him. Keep talking, because I always said Michael was playing nice by asking for 15. He really was. I think so too. This gonna backfire on them? I think so. All this explains why they are estranged for 10 years. I wouldn't want to speak to these treacherous guys. Right. And that exactly. Michael hasn't been cool with them in years. Like this, like, I don't understand why they're so devastated. This man ain't been talking to y'all for 10 years. He ain't been cool with y'all in 10 years. Why are you shocked? Why is this new information to you? He wasn't in need then. He was already back on the good foot. He moved right in from they sought legal counsel because they would have to explain to Tennessee attorney, tell the adoption over 18 was right. Imagine if Michael never sought to end this conservatorship and he passed, his wife and kids could have been left. You know what, Nefessa, that is so true. That is so true. Legally, that is so true. All right, let's go back to some of these questions, because I will say this. These reporters asked some very good questions. So let's go to some of these questions, okay?
Previously done this and threat negative press on the family if they didn't get them $15 million. Can you speak about that and kind of what happened with that before?
Well, simply, we believe that to be correct and will be shown in court through text messages.
So they're saying that the question was about Michael asking for the $15 million. And he was like, yeah, we felt like, it was a shakedown and we'll show it in court through text messages. I mean, I believe that Michael asked for the money. But I don't believe it was a shakedown or blackmail. I believe that Michael was asking for his money. And he probably did say, listen, we can settle this very quietly. It never has to be made public. Nobody ever has to, know about it. It never has to affect anything, your foundation and all of that. We'll just let the world keep thinking that I'm your damn adopted son. Just pay me what you owe me. I absolutely believe that they're text messages, but I don't believe that it's in the context that they're trying to make it seem like. They're trying to make it seem like Michael was just some old thug off the street that tried to shake them down. Like, come on.
Who was representing the Tuohys at the time when it was going on, do you know?
I was.
So can you speak a little more how that got disposed of? Is it still going on? What happened in that matter?
I don't understand your question.
So
You understand the question. He asked who was the attorney at the time of the conservatorship, and this man said I was. And he said, okay, well, can you tell us a little bit more information about how that happened? What you didn't understand. You understood what that man was asking you.
I mean, so how did that eventually, when he came before and threatened this money and threatened the negative
We
press?
said we're not going to be strong-armed. We haven't done anything. We're not going to be extorted.
Why wasn't the conservatorship ended earlier? He's 37 years old.
Well, let me answer that. They were appointed conservator of the person. There was no estate for which to file accounting for, and frankly, nobody even thought about it. He did all.
See, this how you know, because that's not the question that he asked you. He asked you, why wasn't it ended? The man is 37 years old. Why wasn't the conservatorship ended? He starts talking about, well, there was no need to do any accounting because there was no estate. There absolutely was an estate. Almost immediately, there was an estate. Because once he signed with the NFL, once he got money for the blind side, allegedly, according to y'all, he got money for the blind side. There was an estate immediately, almost, I should say, like within 3 years of this. So again, y'all not answering the question.
All of his own finances, as Steve said. He entered his own contracts. He had his own agents. And frankly, nobody even thought about it. The Tuohys have said on the record more than once since this started some 48 hours ago, they'll be glad to enter whatever order they want.
I don't understand how everybody forgot. You've been telling this same lie for 20 years that this was your adopted son, but everybody forgot that it was a conservatorship and not an adoption. Maybe, they say if you tell a lie enough times and you'll forget it was a lie. I don't know.
Want to terminate the conservatorship.
Why wasn't he adopted back then?
It didn't make any difference to the Tuohys. There was one way, there was one thing to accomplish, and that was to make him part of the family so that the NCAA would be satisfied, because Sean would have been a booster of the university. We've all seen that with our own University of Memphis and Coach Hardaway, but that was the reason.
Daniel Wilkerson, Fox 13. Can you give me an estimate as to how much money the Tuohys have made off of The Blind Side, the movie, versus how much Orr has made off of that movie?
Good.
Well, they've all, each member of the family has received the same amount of money. So imagine a pie divided by 5, okay? We estimate each person received $100,000, each person in the family.
Including Mr. Orr.
Correct,
Including Mr. Orr.
correct.
That money, did it come directly to the Tuohys and then they divvied it up and gave Mr. Orr his portion?
That's correct.
Let me go on to amplify that. After, as we know, in 2004, in those years as an NCAA athlete, he couldn't earn any money. He couldn't have a job. He was straddled by the NCAA rules. So after that was over, Tuohy offered.
Okay, so again, we're conflating things. So first of all, y'all numbers are just different. Every time these attorneys talk, they give a different amount of how much money Michael made or the Tuohys made. Now it's $100,000. We never heard $100,000. We've heard 14. We've heard 40. We've heard, child. I don't know where this $100,000 is coming from. Now you're saying, well, when Michael was still a part of the NCAA, and that's why he couldn't get his money. Now, what's interesting is in the court filing that Michael's attorney filed, in that petition that Michael's attorney filed, his attorney was very specific in saying that Michael had used up all of his eligibility when the deal was made for The Blind Side. And I feel like he specifically put that in there for the purposes of this argument, because they're trying to say, oh, well, we had control of Michael's money because he was still eligible. He still had NCAA eligibility, and that could have messed with his eligibility because you're not supposed to have a job. But Michael's attorney is saying, when that money was distributed for the movie, Michael's eligibility was over. Now, I don't know which one is true. That's just a simple Google search to find out. I didn't do no Google search, but it's interesting that they're trying to say that they had control of Michael's money because he still had eligibility. And Michael's attorney is saying, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. So it'll be interesting.
To CCA, I think it's called, we'll go ahead and send Michael's check directly to him. Well, they had to do a whole rigmarole. They confronted Michael with it. He suggested just leave it like it is. And every time Sean would get a check, he'd take a picture of it, he'd send it to Michael and send him a check.
Again, y'all getting caught up in y'all's lies. Y'all are getting caught up in y'all's lies because now all of a sudden, before y'all said all y'all made off of the movie was $14,000, and that was it. Now y'all are saying, oh, well, there was money over the years, but we never changed it from the money coming to us because Michael said it would have been a big rigmarole, and Michael said, never mind, y'all just send it to me. So you mean to tell me that for the last 20 years, this man said, I want y'all just keep sending me the money. Don't worry about it. Y'all know, anybody in here ever changed banks and you had to change your routing numbers on all your stuff? That's the same type of information. Like, all you had to do was file paperwork to say, listen, I don't want my money going to these people anymore. I want my money coming to me because I have a bank account. The other thing is, and I don't know the NCAA rules well enough, but I have a question. I'm curious to find out. I know that under the NCAA rules, you can't work. I know that. That's clear. Well, the old rules. You couldn't work and you could not make money off of your name, your image, and your likeness. Those are the old rules. I understand that. But it would be interesting. I guess it would fall under that. Never mind. I withdraw that question. Never mind. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. Let's finish looking at this. We almost done.
So Michael got every dime he had coming.
And they paid the taxes on it for him.
So,
oh, wasn't that nice of them? They paid the taxes for Michael. You know why they paid the taxes? Because the money was coming to them. They paid the taxes because Michael's name was nowhere on that money. The checks were going to them, which means that the IRS only knew about them. That's why they paid the taxes. They didn't do Michael no damn favor. They paid the taxes because the money came to them in their name. Stop playing with me.
when it comes to a trust fund set up for Michael's children, are there multiple trust funds set up? There was mention of that in, I believe, the statement given by the attorney for the family.
There was one trust fund set up for Michael Jr.
By the
Tuohy's, because Michael Orr would not accept the checks.
why do you think Michael Orr has made these allegations? What do you think is behind it?
We don't know.
One thing I wanted to ask, I was talking to a lawyer earlier today. Typically, when a conservatorship is set up, there's a GAL, or I think it was called guardian ad litem, to help act as a point person for people like Michael. But there wasn't any mention of that in the petition. What is this true? Was there no GAL?
It's funny you asked that. We were just looking at that. The GAL was waived by Judge Bennett. He waived the requirement of a GAL. Remember this, Michael was 18. He was a party to the petition. His mother was there. And Judge Benham saw fit to waive the appointment of a guardian ad litem.
What is the relationship there?
Okay, so they're saying that the guardian ad litem was waived because his mother was there, and the judge felt like he didn't need the guardian ad litem. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and be rough for a minute. I love me, y'all still love me anyway. I'm gonna have to call a thing a thing. I'm gonna have to call a thing right now. Okay, I got to be real blunt and got to call a thing a thing. Listen, Michael's mama had lost custody of Michael because she had drug issues. Michael had been neglected, probably because of the fact that she had drug issues. His father was deceased. He did not. This is a boy that literally was sleeping from couch to couch to couch. And you mean to tell me that a judge and the attorneys thought that his mama being there was ample enough to explain to him the difference between a conservatorship and an adoption? I'm gonna just call a thing, and I don't know this woman from a hole in the wall, and I mean no disrespect. I mean no disrespect to this woman because I don't know her struggles. But let me say this: I promise you that that woman sitting in that courtroom had no idea the difference between a conservatorship and an adoption. She didn't know no more than Michael knew. But you mean to tell me that the other adults in the room thought that that was sufficient enough, that Michael was at 18 years old, was well enough versed in the difference and understood what was going on? That's what y'all telling me? Okay. Okay, then.
Been like between Michael and the Tuohys in more recent years? Have they been in close contact? Has he still been quote unquote part of the family, or have they been a little more estranged?
No, he's been estranged since then, probably for the last 10 years.
Again, so why were they so shocked? Why did this bombshell drop? Why were they so shocked about this quote unquote bombshell? If they have been estranged from Michael for 10 years because Michael believes that they stole his money, why were they so shocked? 10 years, y'all. 10 years.
Or so, and becoming more and more vocal and more threatening.
So in the original filing too,
Y'all know that's a dog whistle, right? Y'all do know that that's a dog whistle. He's becoming more and more threatening. I mean, listen, y'all know I don't pull the race card a lot. But y'all know that that's a dog whistle. You got this big black man and you got this white family, and all of a sudden now he's become more and more threatening. Okay, then.
Mr. Orr says that he there's a document, a contract signed where it basically strips him of his rights and his name rights, and where he doesn't get any money out of anything coming. But he's not sure if his signature is the one on the document and doesn't remember signing it. Is there a response to that?
It's patently false. He's negotiated his own contract with the NFL. He's hired and fired.
That didn't answer the question. Y'all ain't now all of a sudden. Why are we talking about the fact that he's negotiated his own contracts? The man asked you. Michael allegedly signed a contract that stripped him of all of the rights to his name, image, and likeness. And he says that, and what Michael actually said was that it looks like his signature, but he cannot attest to the fact that he actually signed the documents, and he certainly did not understand what he was signing. That's what it says. So the reporter's question was a little misleading. But again, you sidestepped all of that, and now you're talking about the fact that he signed contracts with the NFL.
Fired agents. The Tuohys have never had to sign off on any of that. He's done that all himself.
Is that typically how it worked with a conservatorship, or are they working around the conservatorship in terms of the negotiations that he did on his own with the NFL?
Well, generally, all depending on what the circumstances are. Remember, this conservatorship was set up for the purpose that I indicated earlier, so that if he chose to go to Ole Miss, there would not be an issue about Sean being a booster. And that was.
So again, y'all proved my point all along that this conservatorship was specifically set up so that Michael could go to Ole Miss. Not if he chose to go to Ole Miss, was so he could go to Ole Miss. and y'all didn't enforce it. That's fine that y'all never enforced it, but it doesn't change the fact that it was in place. And the question that the reporter asked you was, is this typical of how a conservatorship works? The answer is no. That's not how a conservatorship works. The answer is no, sir. No.
Was the sole reason. And after that got done, nobody really gave it. So typically, there might well be the requirement of a conservator to execute a contract. Okay, but in this case, he would execute his own, and nobody ever objected to it. Certainly the Tuohys didn't object to it. They didn't want to know part of his money. They would have done anything to help him had he needed them to. But he.
See, again, they would have done anything to help him had they needed him to. Why the fuck would he need y'all to help him? He a grown-ass man. He a millionaire, right? Y'all just said that he had all these big contracts with the NFL and shoe deals and all of that. So why he need you? What would he need y'all for now?
He negotiated his own deals and made his own money. And I think he made $35 million playing right tackle in football.
Just so I'm clear, it was $100,000, not 200 or 225 that he was given for.
We believe it to be $100,000 per person, 5 shares.
And so
now that's a whole different number. So now it was $100,000 per person. So that takes us to $500,000. Yeah, am I doing my math wrong? If it was 5 people and it was $100,000 per person, so now you made $500,000. How we go from $14,000 a person to $100,000 a person? See, y'all numbers is all screwed up.
And that was when the movie initially came out. Whether there's any more funds when this movie is in DVD sales and other checks.
As time goes on, I expect there may be additional revenues.
So how much revenue did the Tuohys make off appearances?
As I indicated, $100,000 per person, approximately. I'm guessing at it, but it's right around that number.
But that was for the contract.
Again, so you saying that it was $100,000? That includes all additional revenue. The movie made $330 million, sir. Sir. The math ain't mathing.
They also got 2.5% of the net proceedings, right? So
that's where the money comes from.
Okay.
So the 100,000.
Wait. I am not a mathematician. I have told y'all before, math ain't my thing. It has never been my thing. Me and math have been enemies ever since I learned that they put letters in math. Ever since I was first introduced to algebra, me and math have not been friends, okay? Let me let you know. But even me, I understand that what you just said don't make no sense. So you admitted to the 2.5%. You heard him just admit that the 2.5% is a thing. The 2.5% is a thing, but that the $100,000 per person includes that 2.5%. So 500. So you mean to tell me that $500,000 is all that the Tuohys made off of a movie that grossed $330 million and 2.5%? Now listen.
It's both the initial, whatever, it's 14,000 or whatever that was, plus your estimating. If you all the checks that have come total to 100,000.
Yeah. Remember, this is 48 hours old, so I don't have the numbers at the tip of my tongue, but
it's over the span of time.
Yeah, I believe that to be correct.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said nothing, because this press conference, this is a memorial of y'all representing the Tuohys. And I understand you just said that it's an estimate and that the numbers aren't set in stone, but you shouldn't have said nothing. You should have just said, we're not prepared to talk about the exact numbers at this time. Because let me tell you something. They're going to hold on to what you just said. Oh, they're going to hold on to it. You should have just said, we are not prepared to discuss the numbers at this time. That's what you should have said. You should have left it at that, bro. Elmer Fudd, you should have left it at that.
Why we didn't have this come more to the forefront earlier when the movie came out? The big part of that was that he was adopted. Why was this now?
I didn't understand your question. What did you say?
So one thing that
you understood the question.
Coworkers were wondering is that a big part of the movie made it seem like he was adopted, and that was a big part of it. Why did it take so long from when that was going around and when that was making money to conservatorship coming out even in 2011.
Well, you know, even in the movie, I think there were references to conservatorship. I don't think there was.
No, in the movie they said they adopted that boy. I don't know. I ain't looked at that movie in 10 years. So I don't know if they ever used the word conservatorship, but I very specifically remember that scene where they sat Michael down at that table and they handed him them papers and they told him that they wanted to adopt him and would he want to be a part of the family? And he smiled and he said yes. And they was all happy about them being adopted. Now, I don't know if the word conservatorship was ever used in that movie, but I know the word adopted was.
A reference to an adoption, maybe. But to your point, they always treated him as a son. They took him into the family. They did all the things that you would do for a son. So
that doesn't matter. He wasn't adopted, which is what y'all told the world. It's a lie. The lies.
So, you know, why 2023 when he acknowledged in 2011 that there was a need of conservatorship? You'll have to ask Mr. Orr that.
So Mr. Orr also, in addition to ending the conservatorship, looks like he's also looking to get, kind of back pay from what he thinks he's owed over time. Has he presented a figure to the twos as to what he's looking for?
No.
Yes, he presented a figure. That was the $15 million that y'all are trying to say he was shaking them down for. He absolutely presented a figure. The $15 million, dummy. You know what? These attorneys should stay home.
In addition to this office, have an accounting of.
Yeah, he's asked for an accounting. That'll be a pretty simple process, I expect.
Would you mind taking a step closer to the microphone?
He's already asked for an accounting. You said yourself that's the reason why he ain't been speaking to these people for 10 years, because he feel like they owe him money. If it was that easy, they could have gave him an accounting 10 years ago, and they could have been right back to being that one big happy white family. Okay? The man asked for an accounting 10 years ago. See, y'all playing with me.
We're having
All right, that was the end of it, child. Y'all, child. Child. Listen. Y'all, did y'all hear these people? Did y'all hear these people? Now, they should have just stayed home. I'm glad they did the press conference, to be perfectly honest about the matter. And I'm sure Michael's attorneys were glad too. They was probably sitting there with a pen and paper the whole time. But baby, baby. Did y'all hear that? That mouth breathing lawyer. They should have never given any numbers. Those numbers, they fumbled all over through them numbers, because it's $100,000 per person, and you telling me that's all they got, but you admitted that there was a 2.5 percentage, baby. Somebody put in my comments that they was gonna take a shot every time I said $330 million, but I'm gonna keep saying $330 million, child. This transcribed and will be entered into evidence if it goes to trial. Child, a whole mess, P. A whole mess. They done told so many. Listen, this how you know they lying, because they done gave so many different numbers when it comes to this money. We started at $14,000. They said all they got was $40,000 divided by 5. They said that, well, yeah, they did get the 2.5%, and they would give Michael his money over the years. But at first they said, remember, they started off by saying they didn't make no money off the movie. Remember that? That was their first statement. We didn't make any money off of this movie. But you got a whole contract. You got a whole contract. Child. Baby. It's a whole mess. It's a whole whole mess, y'all. It's a mess. All I have to say is this. I mean, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I know Pam too. We are definitely gonna be covering this. We're gonna follow this one through because, to be perfectly honest about the matter, y'all, I am curious. I want to see the numbers. And here's the thing, y'all know me. If the Tuohys show the numbers and the numbers add up and the numbers are numbering, I'm the first one to be like, okay, Michael, you was tripping now. This is how much they made. This is how much they. Y'all know I'll be the first one to come down here, but something tells me that I ain't gonna be disappointed. Something tells me that the numbers ain't gonna be numbering. Because I feel like if the numbers were numbering, then I feel like the Tuohys wouldn't have had no problem I'm sorry. I feel like the Tuohys wouldn't have had no problem saying to Michael, you're wrong. Michael, you're wrong. Michael, you're wrong. And here are the numbers. Y'all file taxes every year. I know that y'all have an accountant because y'all rich, right? Y'all are rich, right? Y'all are rich, right? So I know you got people that do y'all books and keep up with y'all money and keep up with y'all numbers. It shouldn't have been nothing but a thing to call your accountant and be like, listen, can you please pull the last 10 years, all the money that we got from Alcon Entertainment, 20th Century Fox, please? And can you please show how much money we sent to Michael, we put in his account, or send him a check for? That should be a phone call. It shouldn't take them more than 24 to 48 hours to get that together. Listen, I ain't even got no real money, but I have somebody that do my taxes. And when I've ever needed anything dealing with my taxes, I have been able to call her up and say, can you go back and look at my taxes from year da 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 da? Yeah, I need it for such and such and such. When I was trying to, when I was doing stuff for my when I was trying to get my student loans forgiven, there were certain things I needed, and I was able to call her, and she was able to give me the information. Because I couldn't find, for whatever reason, I couldn't find something in my own. Because she gives me a copy of everything. But for some reason, I couldn't find something. I don't know what it was, but I had to call her, and it took her 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So if Michael came to y'all and accused y'all of stealing his money, yeah, you might have been hurt by that if you really weren't doing anything wrong. Yeah, you probably were hurt, but it wasn't nothing but a phone call. Ciao. All right, y'all. It's 170 of y'all in the chat. If you could please, if you have not already, hit that like button. And if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Now, I'm going to end this, but we can head on over to El Teddy's house. I'm so sorry for those of y'all who had to pay double duty today. My apologies, and I already apologized to El Teddy. But we can shoot on over there now, okay? So y'all join me over at El Teddy's house. I'm ending it here. Love y'all. Peace.